Alright guys, so that's it. We've just received the judgment and it looks like that I'm going to spend some time in... no man! I know that's a joke, man. Alright. But in this video we are going to see why so many traders end up in jail. Are they bad people? Are the commodity industry unfairly targeted? Is there a way to make it stop? Let's see.
Commodity trader Noble Group has been slapped.
The international trading house Trafigura is one of the companies named in a bribery and corruption case down in Brazil.
Turn 5 million bribe into 140 million profit. Man, why don't I have access to trades like this? Oh no, sorry, I shouldn't say that. What should I say? Let me look at my code.
Code of conduct on Glencore. We do not engage in corruption and we never pay bribes regardless of who we are dealing with or what the local custom or practice is.
Alright. I'll stop with the jokes. I mean, this is serious stuff. What we're going to discuss is serious. But you know YouTube, I mean, if I'm not a little bit entertaining, you are not going to watch the video, so... Alright, so in this video, we are going to see the four most common type of illegal activities that put commodity trading firms in delicacies with the justice system. Then I'll give you the 3 reasons that we see more of that in the commodity and trading industry than in any other industries. Cool? And if this is the first time that you are here, I'm Damien, I come from Geneva, Switzerland, and I own a bunch of businesses related to commodities. Let's start with the number 1. There is not much to add here. Actually, all the big international corporations use tax optimization schemes that push to the extreme could be seen as tax evasion, but do we see that only in commodity trading? No. So tax evasion, not really interesting. Let's go to number 2. So let's speak about market manipulation by using as example this latest case of market manipulation. The US regulator slapped fines on Vitol groups in 2020. In 2022, it did the same to Glencore, and only last week it fined Trafigura Group too. Everyone is getting slapped here, not jealous. The cases haven't attracted much attention because they focus on a relative obscure corner of the market, fuel oil, the stuff used to fire power stations and ships. To understand what happened, one needs to delve into the plumbing of the oil market. The prices of dozens of oil benchmarks in the physical market are set or assessed in the industry jargon by so-called pricing reporting companies. The most important of these companies is Platts, unit of the massive company S&P Global, also called Standard & Poor's, the credit agency. Platts assesses the market by observing bids, offer, and actual deals, plus an element of so-called market color. Blending these elements is designed to produce a price that reflects market reality, plus or minus a margin of error. So basically what the Platts guys do, they call traders, they ask for the latest deal that they made, what was the prices, what are the bids that they are actually seeing, and so on. So there is a lot of companies that publish those indices or benchmark. And for instance, in my world, in the Chrome trading business, by the way, if you don't know, I have a company that trade and processes Chrome out of South Africa. In the Chrome business, we don't use Platts as references, but we use a company called Ferroalloy Net. Platts focuses on a designated windows during the trading day, typically lasting 30 to 45 minutes. So for that brief period, the bids and offer posted by traders can have an outside impact on price setting. So let me explain the market manipulation here. So basically what they are saying is that the traders manipulate the benchmark price by posting fake orders or orders that the only goal is to manipulate the benchmark price. And you could theoretically make a lot of money if you can move a little bit this price. And it's quite easy to understand. So let's say that I have a long-term contract, like every month, I'm going to ship that amount of fuel oil at a set price. And this set price is basically the benchmark price plus $50. So if I'm the trader and I have to deliver like each month this quantity and the price is going to be the benchmark price plus $50, let's say, what I can do is to try to put small orders, because I know that Platts is using this as a methodology for their benchmarks. So I can manipulate the benchmark price by putting small orders or fake orders to increase the price. So then my physical cargo is going to be priced at a higher price. Does it make sense? And it also works the other way around. I mean, if you are buying every month at a set price, like I don't know, Platts price plus $25, so then what you can try to do is to decrease as much as possible the benchmark price by manipulating it. So then you pay your cargo at the lowest price possible. There is like 1,000 ways to make money once you can manipulate a little bit this benchmark price, and I think this is what they did. And honestly, man, if I were there, what I would do is like I would call all the traders on all the other desks. They would say, hey guys, man, this month, please, let's be cool. Let's push the benchmark down all together, and next time is going to be done for you. This type of collusion, man, would be so powerful. And I have no inside information, but I'm sure this is what they did. Now, the question is market manipulation a specialty of commodity trading firms or no? Obviously, you know the answer. No! The real specialists are the hedge fund guys or the banks. They know how to do it properly. And to be honest, I think that the hedge fund industry only outperforms the indices thanks to market manipulation by spoofing orders or insider trading. And by the way, an interesting side note, there is no insider trading in commodity trading, in the commodity market. If you look at the definition on Investopedia, trading in a public company stock by someone who has non-public material information about the company. Basically, insider trading is when you have, like, as I said, non-public information from a company quoted on the stock market. So let's say that I'm friend with the CEO of Google, and the guy is one night he's like a bit drunk, he's a bit down. He's like, man, we are getting so by AI. Our revenues are going down so hard next quarter. This is so bad. We are going to get slammed by the market. And I hear it. I'm like, maybe I can short Google. So this would be considered as insider trading, which is not possible on the commodity market because there is no oil company, wheat company, sugar company with executive. For instance, in 2010, Glencore was accused of insider trading as the rumor said that they pushed Russia to ban the export of wheat after a poor crop. So the wheat price completely skyrocketed on the international market as it was a completely unforeseen event. And obviously Glencore was extremely bullish on the market and they made millions. But it's not insider trading because there is no wheat company that decide the wheat price, the wheat yield, which part of the globe is going to seed wheat. There is no wheat company and there is no shareholders that could have been hurt by the information that Glencore had before anyone. Obviously there is stakeholders but no shareholders. That's not the same. Now it's getting serious. Corruption is a tough one, as corruption destroys the societal fabric. And for a society to ascend from a shithole place to a nice place to live, they have to get rid or to extremely decrease corruption. For instance, in 1960s, Singapore faced widespread corruption. Then they implemented a comprehensive anti-corruption strategy, including a powerful and independent investigation bureau, increasing public sector salaries and establishing strict laws and regulations. So now Singapore is one of the most corruption-free countries in the world, but does it mean that there is no corruption in Singapore? Oh, no. But it's probably a nicer place to live than a lot of countries. Also, Estonia is a good example. After regaining independence from the Soviet Union in 1991, Estonia faced significant corruption challenges. The country embarked on a series of reforms that included the introduction of the e-government system, allowing citizens to access governmental service online, reducing opportunities for corrupt practices. Again, is Estonia free of corruption? No, not really. I mean, I think in Estonia there is like known mob, like mafia boss that owns the banks, but it's definitely a better place to live than 30 years ago. Corruption is also the first sign of a country failing. For instance, in the US, like elites are quite corrupt. Let me give you a good example. In the last election, Warren Buffett gave a large sum of money to the Democrat Party. Then the Democrat won, and during the same administration, a massive pipeline project to transport oil from Canada to the US has been tanked by the Supreme Court for environmental reasons. But then you see that Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett's company, is one of the largest shareholders of a train company, a railway company in Canada that transports oil right from the oil field to the coast. So obviously, if there's a pipeline that allows this oil to be transported by pipeline to the US, it will completely obliterate his company. So what is that? Also, don't get me wrong, I'm not implying that Warren Buffett called the guys and said, look man, you need to tank this pipeline project. I'm sure he hasn't done that. What has happened is like the other guys, the politicians, they knew that they would need Warren Buffett's money for the next election. And so they were like, what can we do that could help him donate again for the next election. All right, this is way more subtle. This is way more sneaky. There is no trace because nobody said to anyone to do anything, but everybody knew what should be done. And this is the first sign of a failing society. All right, back to commodity trading, but here I have a real problem because there is so many corruption cases in the industry. It's like every week there is a new one. I mean, what should I speak about? I could speak about Glencore in Chad or this vital trader that has been caught on tape. By the way, I will put a link below this video about the Bloomberg article that speaks about this case. It's very interesting. Or I could speak about the biggest corruption case, I think, in the world, in Brazil, the car wash corruption case. Like, all the politicians were involved, all of them. All the oil companies were involved, all of them. Everyone. I mean, this is widespread. So yeah, this is a common practice, man. It's happening like every week, every day. So here is my problem. Corruption destroys the societal fabric. You need to get rid of it if you want society to ascend to a better place for all their citizens. But corruption is too human. There is always a part of society that will try to extract everything that they can from the other part. And we can see the same behavior from the dawn of time. For instance, in the Middle Age, a bunch of farmers were tired of getting raided every now and then by Vikings or barbarians. So they asked the local warlord, "Hey man, you and your crew, if we pay you, would you defend us instead of stealing from us?" And, it worked. It was a mutually beneficial relationship for a while. But then those guys became knights, lords, kings. And they were, "Hey, we have the weapon, you have nothing. So you know what? Now we own you. You are our serf." And the situation is still pretty much the same today as they were for the knight and the serf. In many countries, the government extract everything that they can from their citizens in legal ways, in corrupt ways, or non-corrupt ways. So, should commodity trading firm stop bribing people? Yes, of course. Is it going to change anything? No, because the guys that want to get bribed will always find someone to pay. So what should we do? I don't know. I have no clue. I'm not clever enough, man. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comment below, man. I have no clue. Humans are complex. Good people do bad stuff. Bad people do good stuff. And sometimes ugly happens. Decisions are made, and down the line, human dies. And the commodity industry has not been spared. And the most infamous calamity of that type is this one.
A decade on from the toxic waste dump in Ivory Coast, victims are still waiting for compensation and justice. 17 people died and tens of thousands of others were poisoned in what was the country's worst ever health and environmental disaster.
So here, what made this case special is it's really decision made by commodity traders that down the line killed people. Usually with commodities, accident happens at the production level. A mine collapses, an oil rig explodes, and so on. But it's not often that was under a commodity trader responsibility. So let me resume the story in 1 minute. So in early 2000, Trafigura produced approximately 100 gallons of toxic waste on board of its ship, the Probo Koala, as a result of the process of refining a dirty petroleum product. Trafigura knew the large amount of waste was hazardous and tried unsuccessfully to dispose of the cargo in 5 different countries: Malta, Italy, Gibraltar, the Netherlands, and Nigeria. Its attempts to dispose of the waste in Amsterdam caused outrage after residents complained of an intoxicating smell as well as nausea, dizziness, and headaches. After an initial small amount of waste was unloaded, Trafigura rejected an offer from a Dutch disposal company to properly dispose of the waste in the Netherlands for an equivalent of $620,000. Instead, Trafigura relocated the ship from the Netherlands to Côte d'Ivoire, where it outsourced the dumping of the waste to a local company, Compagnie Tommy, for just $16,000, as reported by Amnesty International. On the night of the 18th of August 2006, trucks dumped the toxic waste at 18 locations in and around Côte d'Ivoire main city of Abidjan. Tens of thousands of people experienced a range of similar health problems to those experienced in Amsterdam, including headaches, skin irritation, respiratory weaknesses. Over 100,000 people sought medical assistance in what was described by a local doctor as the biggest health catastrophe that Côte d'Ivoire has ever known. An extensive cleanup and decontamination project was required, an enormous public cost for already a poor country. Côte d'Ivoire authorities recorded around 15 deaths as a result of the dumping. So how this could have happened? I'm from Geneva, Switzerland, and this city is the headquarters of all the biggest trading companies. All right, so I know people that work in those companies. I went to school with them. They are my friend. I have a pretty good understanding on how they think and how those companies operate. And it's not nice. I saw the email exchanges between the traders about this catastrophe. I think that they were leaked. I think you can still find them online. But basically, the story is this, man. They made a shitload of money by washing this very ugly product, and now they had to dispose it. And when they got the bill from the Netherlands company, they were like, yeah, we are not going to pay that, man. The guy's like, man, I'm not going to take a 600,000 hit on my P&L. We need to find another solution. And you know, when this guy from Ivory Coast, so I don't know how it happened, but when they saw the cost, 17,000, an unknown company that would dispose of such toxic waste, the people that work at there, they are not. I know them. They are extremely clever people. So they knew that the guy was going to do some shady to dispose of those waste. They knew it. They just hoped that it was going to be dumped, I don't know, like in a sandpit or whatever, and that nobody would ever hear about that again. But they know exactly that there is no company in Côte d'Ivoire that can treat that type of waste. So, yeah, man, they completely screw up. And also there is like something about the people that work in those companies, especially the trader. They are obviously making a lot of money, and they have like a superiority complex. So yeah, but it's true, man. The people that work at those positions are usually extremely smart, man. They are smart, man. So smarter than the average guys, and they know that. And they have a superiority complex. And honestly, good traders needs to have this type of complex. They need to think that they are smarter than the average folks. Otherwise, they wouldn't do that job. So what does it say about the job? and yeah, they were like, okay, look, man, let's try this and hope that it doesn't go bad. And that was the wrong decision. And when this story broke, the CEO and founder of Trafigura, Claude Dauphin, went to Côte d'Ivoire to try to solve this issue. And he was put in jail. Claude Dauphin and 4 others were arrested and imprisoned in the city's Maca prison for 5 months on charges of dumping toxic waste. Dauphin and fellow executives Jean-Pierre Valentini were attacked on multiple occasions by gangs of up to 100 young prisoners at the jail. Trafigura denied responsibility and culpabilities for dumping incident, but with executives still in custody, agreed to pay 198 million in order to secure the release of its employee on February 12, 2007. 3 days later, Dauphin and Valentini were released, and the Ivorian government dropped charges against them. And so what happened with that money? Did it go to the victims? To conclude, here are the 3 ingredients that make international commodity trading an activity that is always going to be stained with shady. First ingredient is commodity extraction in almost all the countries are actively regulated and controlled by government. So if a government is involved, then corruption will appear. Commodity trading is a low margin business. So if you only make 1% margin, any hedges, legal or illegal, that you can have makes a huge difference. 1% to 2% is 100% increase. It's an international activity. So players feel that they can use one jurisdiction against one another to hide their nefarious activities. So with those 3 ingredients, government involved, low margin, international business, you have the perfect cocktail to see bad behaviors. But that doesn't mean that you need to do nefarious activities if you want to make money. I know a lot of people in this industry, a lot of business owners, and they don't do shady and they have a great life. Alright, so if after this video you still want to break into the commodity industry, check the first link in the description below and you will land on Shipping and Commodity Academy. This is one of my companies where we teach and help people how to break into this industry. I hope that you like this video, and if you want to dig more in any other topics that I've discussed, I put all the link below this video. Actually, it's quite interesting. And yeah, so that was honestly a tough video for me to make because I did not know what was the right angle and the right tone to speak about all those calamities. I mean, we are talking about people dying, and it's not funny. But yeah, I hope that you really liked the video, and I did my best. And yeah, ciao.